So synchronicities. Synchronicities. What are synchronicities? Yeah, that's a really good question, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. I will first give you a couple of interesting synchronicities in my own life that have happened yesterday and the day before. Yesterday, I was on my way to a yoga class. At the moment, I'm in Holland, in Horen, where my mom lives, and there's not a lot of yoga on offer. So I found something. I had to cycle for 25 minutes, which I happily do because I love to move. And I was on my way to this yoga class, and I was thinking about Santiago de Compostela, this pilgrimage walk. And on my way to the yoga class, I check out my phone, where I am, what the distance is to my destination. It was 9 o'clock. I still had 9 minutes to go, and I would arrive at 9:09. And I thought, interesting. So on my way to the class, I arrive, introduce myself, and we wait for everyone to arrive. Then the teacher starts talking, and he says, I have an announcement to make. Next year, I'll be walking Santiago de Compostela. I thought, interesting. By the way, this doesn't mean that I will be doing it. It just means that there's a synchronicity and that I am at the right place at the right time. This might be a message from my soul to me, that I have to walk the Santiago, but it could also be the message you're at the right place at the right time, and whatever you came here to do, you're doing it. It might be exchanging energies with the people that I'm in the room with. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to walk this walk. So that was one, which I obviously loved. I go back to my mom's place, and I cycle in this little village called Berkhout. I think the last time I was there is seriously 30 years ago. Oh my goodness, maybe even longer ago. And I passed this house, and on this house, the name, it says Hendricks, which is the last name of one of my best friend's husbands. So I don't think she took his name, though. Anyway, Hendricks. And I thought, isn't that funny? I didn't think about taking a picture of the name, and I didn't feel like going back either, even though it did cross my mind for a second. 3 minutes later, my phone rings. It's this friend, Sandrijn. I'm like, isn't that interesting? And I tell her about what I just saw. Okay, it continues. I go back home, and that morning, before I went to the yoga class, I was thinking about the word my mentor used the day before on my first call in this mentorship. And I was able to ask a question. And she told me, she says, you're a grid worker. And while I had heard of this term before, all of a sudden it somehow sank in that I am a grid worker. A sidestep to what it is I feel drawn to go to certain countries, cities, places, whatever. And they don't make logical sense. I do often have a feeling like, or a hope, like it might be because of this, it might be because of that. And it actually never turns out to be that thing. And I always know that I need to be there. And yeah, let me tell you this story because it's a beautiful story. A couple of years ago, this happened with Portugal. And I thought I was going to Portugal to be with a certain man. And then when I arrived in Portugal, it became clear to me that I didn't want to be in Portugal, that I didn't want to be with this man. And I thought, oh my God, what am I doing here? And I felt really extremely heavy, and I felt like everything that I believed in just went up in smoke, and I didn't know what I was doing, who I was, and what the hell. So, with my soul under my arm, it's a Dutch expression, I went outside. I went to the cliff with a beautiful view over the ocean. And I was feeling so heavy and sad. And I was walking with a dog called Simba. I walked him sometimes. He lived across from where I was living. And I just felt so heavy and sad. And all of a sudden, I get the urge to turn around. And when I did, I see this massive rainbow from beginning to end. I still get goosebumps when I think of it. And maybe you even feel the goosebumps now hearing this story. So I see this massive rainbow, and it's complete, like nothing is in its way. I can see it from where it starts to where it ends. But then the question is, where does it start and where does it end? So I see it starting on the left side, ending on the right, or the other way around. And then I knew, like, okay, there's something. I don't know what it is. There's something. I'm right place, right time. So that was a sidestep, grid worker. I was listening, so I did a meditation. Then I listened to another meditation that I wasn't actively doing. In the meantime, I was thinking of this word, grid worker. So I thought, you know what? Let me check on Facebook if there are grid worker groups, because I would love to share experiences and explore more about this. So I go on Facebook, I type in grid worker, it comes up. And at the moment that I read it in the meditation, my mentor says the words. And I'm like, cool. So I can go on and on about this. These are synchronicities. And you might have them too, you might not. If you don't have them, this is what it means. You're not walking the path that goes to your highest fulfillment. You're always walking a path. The question is it the path that you would like to be on? You have wishes. Your soul has something that it came and that it is here to do. Time is simultaneous, so everything is finished. Your future self is constantly nudging you. Your higher self is constantly communicating with you. The inner self is the one that is connected to the higher self and the physical self here. Like you're one, but the inner self is the one that is communicating. It's also literally a part of your physical body. And the inner self is non-physical and communicates directly with the higher self. So it's kind of, it's a telephone cable. That's how you can see it. In my blog, I give another analogy. You can read it if you want. I'll put the link in the description. So that's what's going on. When you cannot pick up what your higher self is communicating with you, because you're in the valley. This is how Bashar explains it. You're in the valley, the higher self is on the mountaintop. The higher self can see all the roads and everywhere what leads to what. You can't. I can't. What I can do is follow the hunch, follow the inspiration. And the clearer that I am, the easier it is for me. And how do I get clear? through exercising, through meditation, through eating the right things, through allowing myself to play. Whenever I do things that I don't want to do, I feel off. And when I feel off, I can't hear that. So it's not about not doing the things that need to be done, because there's still things that need to be done that are not my favorite things to do either. They have to be done. It's just part of living here. I'm talking about things like, I think I should ring so and so because blah, blah, blah. Then I don't ring so and so, because if I don't want to, I don't do it. I don't do it out of obligation. I don't do it out of I have to. I only do these things when I want to, and if not, I don't. I'm going to give you one more example of a synchronicity, how you might be able to sense it within yourself. Like, because the thing is, it doesn't make logical sense. It's a feeling. So this is me trying to put words to something that is intuitive. Like, I know. I needed to get a little device. I think the word is device that changes a USB into a USB-C, because my other one broke. So I went into town, and there were a couple of places that I could go. There is one store that I didn't really feel drawn to go, and then I saw this other store that I feel more connected to. The one store is a store that asks more for things. So you could say, let's say higher prices, because I don't like the other denotations of these things, because it's not about cheap or expensive. It's about, do you resonate with something or not? So one store has higher prices than the other, at least that's how I feel about it. And I thought, I like the one store better, the one that has lower prices, but is it because I think I need to go for a lower price, or is it because I appreciate them more? And I thought, it is because I appreciate them more, so I'm gonna go to this store. You know what happened? So I come in and I ask for this device. Then this guy helps me, and he proposes something that I don't need, because the cable is too long. I just need this little, like it's a little plug, let's say. And then one of his colleagues, he says, is this maybe what you need? And he rumbles around in a drawer. And he says, is this maybe what you need? And I said, yeah, that's what I need. And so he gives it to me, and I look at him, and he says, yeah, you can have it for free. We have tons of them. I didn't need to pay for it. I mean, how cool is that? So I would have been happy to buy one. I also really appreciate getting gifts. There was another lovely synchronicity. Okay, so to wrap this all up, what is synchronicity about? Synchronicities happen when you're walking the path to your highest fulfillment. And it is about the journey. It is not about the destination. We are here. I am here to have experiences, to expand, and to have fun. The path, my purpose, everyone's purpose, is actually the thing that scares us the most. I'm really not that comfortable always to make videos, to have you guys look at me and think all these things that you think about me. And I often can feel a lot of fear of judgment. And I know that it is my purpose, part of my purpose, to make these videos and to share. I'm often not comfortable sharing on Instagram, and scared that people might think, oh my God, here you have her woo-woo stuff again. I do it anyway, because it's not up to me to to say yes or no. It's up to whatever it is in me that wants to share that, and whoever needs to read it or feel it or connect to it will. So the path is not the easy path. It's a very scary one, because it usually also means being a tall poppy. And you know what happens with tall poppies? They catch all the wind. The other side of it is, it feels so amazing when I do these things that scare me and then find out that when I did them, I'm still alive. And my last big thing being going to New Zealand with no plan, not enough money on my bank account to be able to stay there for, I didn't even know how long I was going to stay there. And everything worked out. I got gifts here and there. I had a few coaching clients. I got invited to things. Like, everything was just flowing. It was just me letting myself fall into deep trust that I am being guided, that I am at the right spot. And when I am following my guidance, I'm taken care of. I don't need to know how things are going to happen. I just need to know that I'm safe and that I will be kept safe and that I can do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. Yeah, so if you feel like you would love to be guided by me, yeah, you can. Just reach out to me, and we can have a chat and see if we're a match and if I feel like I can work with you. And I'd be honored to coach you through this. Through what exactly? Exploring what is your purpose? How do you have more synchronicities in your life? Because it's not something, you're not going for the synchronicities. They are an automatic consequence of you walking the path. And there are some things that you can do to listen better. Like, okay, how do I follow this path? What is this path? Meditation, writing, eating clean, doing things that make you happy, always following the fun, the highest excitement. Yeah, so you can do it yourself, and you can see if you want me to guide you, if you want to do it together. So that was it for now. Yeah, if you have questions, if you have comments, I'm happy to hear them, and I'm happy to answer them. And I will see you when I see you in the next video, with so much love.